You woke up to a beautiful sunny day. You went to check on your lovely budgerigar, but your cheerful little bird was gone. And in its place was a bird that made no sound at all. Have you ever experienced a moment like that? A budgerigar that makes no sound, doesn't move, and just stares blankly. I used to smile when I saw my Budgie Mango like that, but after I lost him, things changed. I learned the truth, though too late. We think silence means calmness, but the reality is completely different, and we have it all wrong. Now we're going to look at things that seem peaceful to us humans, but mean something entirely different in their world. I'm going to explain this to you. But first, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel so we can keep saving more birds together. Thank you. 1. The freeze upon entering the room. You walked into the room where your budgerigar was, and the moment you entered, your bird went silent and never made another sound. It wasn't moving at all either. You might chalk this up to them being surprised to see you. But is that really true? No. We're wrong. Because when you suddenly open the door, their instincts kick in. In the wild, a sudden silence signals an approaching predator. When you enter abruptly, a large figure enters their field of vision. By going silent, they are actually trying to make themselves invisible. They are protecting themselves. If they make no sound, they won't draw attention. From their perspective, it makes perfect sense. I used to rush into the room where Mango was, fling the door wide open and talk to him loudly. I'd call his name, sing to him. I was showing him I loved him in my own way. I'd tell him how much I loved him, how much I missed him. To me, that was love. To me, that was affection. But from Mango's point of view, the picture was very different. Every time I opened that door, a giant predator was crashing into his world. My loud voice was setting off alarm bells. My sudden movements were triggering his instincts. And that adorable little body was forced to go still and freeze just to survive. I thought I was showing him my love. But every time I entered, he was just trying to protect himself. I didn't know. I truly didn't know. But not knowing didn't spare him from that stress. I'm sorry, Mango. So don't make the mistake I made. Don't burst into the room suddenly. Avoid abrupt movements. As you approach where they are, speak to them gently from the hallway first. Be kind to them. If you behave this way, you'll stop being a threat. 2. The puffed up midday silence. In the middle of the day, for no apparent reason, your budgerigar is sitting in its cage all puffed up, making no sound whatsoever. Like most people, you might say maybe it's tired or resting and not think much of it. Puffed up feathers, sunshine outside, you think it's just relaxing. But don't be so sure, because while brief resting periods are normal, if the feathers are puffed up and daytime silence accompanies it, something is wrong. This is called body temperature illness, and it is a classic symptom. When a budgerigar is sick, it puffs up its feathers to retain body heat. It has no choice. It is spending its energy fighting an infection. I saw my beautiful Budgie Mango in this state for 2 full days. And unfortunately, I just watched. I didn't know. I thought I was doing him a favor by leaving him alone. But he was showing me the signs. I'm sorry, Mango. So don't fall into the same mistake I did. If your bird goes quiet and stays puffed up, don't just leave it. Observe it, check its droppings, and take it to a vet without delay. 3. The silence after screaming. Has your budgerigar ever screamed for a long period of time and then after a while gone completely quiet on its own without you doing anything? This can be a little irritating because budgerigar screams can genuinely be grating. When they finally go quiet, you feel relieved. You might even think they were just upset about something. That's a perfectly natural thought. But the reality is very different. A sudden silence after a long bout of screaming is learned helplessness. And I'm sad to say it points to depression. Budgerigars are social creatures. When they scream, they are trying to find their flock. And that flock is you. If those screams, those calls are never answered, they learn helplessness. They call out, no response. They call again, no response. and eventually they stop calling. They come to believe they are alone, and they accept it. When my beautiful Mango screamed from the other room, I wouldn't go to him. That sound bothered me so much. I'd only go in when he was quiet. I ignored him. If only he was still here now, screaming at me. I miss you so much, Mango. So if they're still with you, value them, don't ignore them when they call out. When you hear their screams, you can whistle something reassuring back to them, or speak to them in a calm voice. Let them feel that you are there. 4. The dusk stillness. The sun started to set, and your normally lively budgerigar suddenly went quiet and stopped playing. Has this ever happened to you? Sometimes they even climb to the highest perch in the cage and make no sound at all. A person watching this would think, I guess it's about to sleep. But that's where we go wrong. We can't project human traits onto them. They don't think the way we do. In the wild, dusk is extremely dangerous for them. That's when predators begin to hunt. Budgerigars know this instinctively. They climb as high as possible and go silent. They observe. They stay alert. In such a moment, you should avoid making sudden noises. I remember Mango used to do this, and I'd be watching TV at full volume. How thoughtless of me. If only I'd known. I was stressing him out. So when the sun begins to set, don't turn on bright lights or do anything that might startle them. Don't make loud noises. Respect them. You can even cover part of the cage to give them a sense of shelter and safety. 5. Avoiding a new toy. You placed a new toy inside the cage, and your budgerigar went silent. Has something like this ever happened to you? You might call it just an adjustment period, like anyone would. But the truth is this. Budgerigars have evolutionary fears, specifically a fear of new things. When you place an unfamiliar object in their safe space, they don't see it as a toy. Only you know it's a toy. To them, it looks like a threat. Your budgerigar watches it and tries to figure out what it is. I never understood Mango's relationship with his cage environment. Buying him something new, redecorating inside the cage, it made me feel like a good owner. Every week I'd change something. I'd move the perches, rearrange the toys. Sometimes I'd completely redesign the layout. I thought I was making him happy. But now I know that every time I made those changes, Mango was losing everything familiar. Every corner where he felt safe, every spot he trusted, it all vanished in an instant. And each time, he had to start from scratch getting used to everything again. It was so wrong. While I thought I was loving him, I was actually putting him through constant stress. I'm sorry, Mango. So don't make the mistake I made. Don't put the toy straight into the cage. Place it near the cage so they can observe it. Let them figure out what it is. A few days will be enough. While these truths hit us like a slap in the face, I want you to think about something. Think about budgerigars, small, light creatures. Their survival depends entirely on their ability to fly instantly and communicate through sound. Most of the time, we think like humans. We say, it's just a toy, it's no big deal that I picked it up. But we don't know what these things mean in their world. And that causes us to lose their trust, even without meaning to. But I can see that you value your budgerigar, because you're here, you're trying to learn, you're deeply connected to your bird. Because most people don't listen to these things or want to learn, you're not like that. I congratulate you. See you in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe.